So it looks like today you have both Dear Martin and Dear Justice. Did you read both of them? Did you read any of them? Dear Martin, the first one. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it? How far are you?
One chapter 6.
Chapter 6. What's happened so far?
Just started.
You just started it. Has there been any action, or is it all kind of exposition?
It's kind of like just there's racist parts.
Is it?
I feel like should be known.
Yeah. So you feel like this is a pretty relevant book for the time we're living in? How do you feel about the writing style? Do you like the way Nick Stone writes?
Yeah.
It's interesting to read, not just interesting because of what's going on right now. Is that one written in letter form? Like, I know Dear Justice is written a lot like in letters back and forth to people.
There's a couple letters in here.
Really? So you're to chapter 6. Do you think you're going to finish the book? Do you like it that much?
Probably.
I'm glad you have Dear Justice there too, because that's the next one. No spoilers, okay, for those that haven't read it. Do you mind telling us a little bit about what you thought about it?
Well,
You gotta get real close though, so.
it's just like a lot of the modern day, like sort of Black American books. You know, it starts off the same plot. You know, first it starts like in Dear Martin, in the beginning, it starts where a Black man is trying to help his drunk ex who's trying to drive home, and the police stops and thinks, oh, well, he's Black and he's trying to do who knows what to this half Black female. Mm-hmm. Even though in reality, he didn't do anything wrong. He was trying to help somebody who was kind of not stable at the point, you know, to get herself home. And it's just like all the other books I've read. It starts off with the racist part, and then it starts off with jail and rioting, and then kind of like in The Hate U Give. And then, and then this book also kind of ties to like, I think it's called Unsustainable or something like that. I don't know. On the cover, it's a girl, and she has like camouflaged pants and like a black tank top. She's like, her family, you know, they come from the projects and stuff. And then she switches her life around from being a kid who always gets in trouble at school and doesn't like being home with her mom. And it turned into her becoming like, I wouldn't say a singer, but more like a rapper type. I'm trying to think of what it's, but it basically is just like multiple books I've read. So me, it wasn't really nothing new.
Is that other book on the come up?
No, it's something like on the come up.
Something like it. Well, I have a question for you then. So do you feel like YA literature is kind of inundated with stories that deal with, it sounds like, 1, race, 2, incarceration, and I don't know. I feel like there's something else that's optimistic at the end. Well, maybe, but
me, I don't like reading, you know, about what's like bad things, like people being racist towards people, you know, like how the thing about Karens is going on and stuff. Like, I don't like certain like racist things like that. I mean, I don't like racist things or people at all, but me, I would like to read like a mystery or a romance novel or besides for the books that are all about people being extremely rude at people who are trying to help.
I think that's a really big thing when you talk about especially representing different kinds of people in literature, like especially people that are brown or red or Black. Like, why do you feel like there are a lot of books that are about problems people have instead of the positive things.
I do.
Right?
And so that's why I think some authors, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying some should stop writing about the bad things that people other than, no offense, but white people, they should start writing about the good things. I mean, and white people too. White people do bad things, they do bad things, good things. We all are good and bad, So, but I think it would be better if they would start writing more about like positive things regarding people instead of just bad. Like the Nancy Drew or just, series like that are like not regarding bad things.
Just stories about people, like people being, even though Nancy Drew is a pretty remarkable human, right? But it's like people doing people things.
Yeah, instead of just focusing on the bad things that in life, and the bad things that people are kind of being more judgmental about and more, can't think of the word for it, but it's just, to me, it's just a bunch of nonsense at this point.
Well, I think that's really interesting. I really appreciate hearing that from a young adult too, because I think it's really optimistic rather than like being a reader or an author writing books to solve problems, even because I think that's where these authors are coming from, that they really want to help people understand like injustice and things like that. But I think it's really optimistic hearing like we just need a baseline of people being people and accepting people in these kind of quote unquote normal situations, right? Like no matter if it's about the color of your skin or an invisible disability or things like people, you can't tell what pronouns people use just by looking at them, It's including these kinds of people in everyday life and these stories that we can start to reflect that back into our reality, and integrate that into that's amazing. I love that. Do you mind like telling us some of the other books that you enjoy reading?
Well, I like reading stuff about some categories are like, I'm all about like nonfiction.
Yeah.
I like some biographies, I don't know. Some of the books I read are like, I can see myself in the book.
Sure.
But then at the same time, I don't. There's this one book that Pastor Carl had brought a while back that I read. I don't remember what it's called, but
the title's not important. But
it was based on like this girl. She was insecure, very insecure about herself because she was bigger, and everybody in her family was bigger though. And basically, in the middle of the book, she figured out like she's beautiful in all her ways, and then in the end, she ended up getting some sort of award from her mayor. I don't remember what the award was, but that book, I really liked that book.
Was that fiction or nonfiction?
It was fiction, I'm pretty sure. But
that's a pretty realistic story.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, I like, I like the Nancy Drew novels. Those are pretty good. And I kind of like what's the series called? It's a series, there's like 20, 30 books, and they're like not that big.
Is it just, like the 31 Clues books?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I have listened to those audiobooks over and over. Salad and the Cat. Yep. Right?
Yep.
Those are so good.
I love those books. I'm only through half of them though. I haven't been able to get to the rest of them. Or there's like just the fictional books that I see. Like there's this series, there's 3 books, Chemical Reaction, Chain Reaction, and something reaction. but those books are pretty good. Those are like more like involving like violence and love at the same time. So,
Well, what kind of like time period are they in, or
I would say like the 1990s.
so a long time ago?
Yeah. So I don't know. I like older books like that. They like intrigue my brain. So.
Well, and that's how it's 39 clues, isn't it?
Yep.
39
I'm pretty
clues.
sure it's 39.
That's how that works too, because like some of those books are based on finding clues in historical
times,
events. Artifacts.
Yep. So
right?
like, I'm trying to think. There's this book somewhere in this place that I read. It's about these two young kids. It's like, and they go and they like not time travel, but they like take themselves back in time, and they go and they visit Egypt, and they go and they find like all this cool artifacts, you know, and they bring some of it back, and it's like, I don't know, something happened to them, like they like magic or something, and then
just like Magic Tree House.
Yeah, kind of like Magic Tree House. I like those books too. I like to read those when I was younger. That and Pippi Longstocking.
And Pippi Longstockings,
Yeah,
you read the classics.
I used to love those. I used to reread them.
Where did you get your books from?
My mom. She would go to like Barnes and Noble, or when we lived in Wisconsin, there was this bookstore down the street from our house that she used to always go to. I don't remember what it's called.
It's nice to have a book at hand at all times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't read as much anymore, but I still read. You know,
it's just because you're older and you're busier, or
yeah, and you know, it's because you got school, and then you got jobs, and then you got like chores and stuff, and then you don't really have enough time throughout the day to read. So, you know.
Do you feel like you've been able to read more since you've been here, though?
Yeah, I mean, that's really all I do is read in here. Sometimes, like when I'm in my room during room time, yeah, I'll read.
Do you feel like that's like made your experience here a little better, at least?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it keeps me like in like, I don't know, it keeps me busy.
Do you prefer to read more like mysteries and time travel books while you're here? Have you found a pattern to your reading for what you want to read?
I just read whatever, really. I see a good book that looks, I see a book that looks good to me, and I'll pick it up and I'll like read the back, or I'll read like the first few chapters, and if it's like, if I want to keep reading it, then I'll keep reading it.
I think that's, I don't know. We always talk about judging a book by its cover. Covers make a big difference, don't they?
Yeah, like when I first seen the Dear Justice and the Dear Martin ones, I said, I bet you this book is going to be a lot about like exactly what I thought it was about. Like, you know, and like the plot's going to end up being like some sort of Black person getting in trouble for doing the right thing, or trying to do a right thing, a good thing. And of course, I read it, and that's how they both ended up to be. So,
well, they set it up for you though, right? Like I'm looking at Dear Justice right now, and Dear Martin as well, and it's one person standing all alone on the cover, right?
Yep. And this has a barbed wire fence, and that one has, I'm pretty sure, cop car lights.
Oh, I never noticed that. As that one. Good point. It's a good eye. Well, should we judge some books by their cover next?
Sure.
Let's play everyone's favorite game. Judge a book by its cover.
I picked We Are Not From Here.
Why did you pick that?
Well, because on the cover, you can tell that they are either in Mexico or they're on the border of California, which I feel like this might be a book about a young kid or teenager or like a younger adult who is trying to escape from his world to go to a new one. to make a better life for himself as in crossing the border illegally.
I don't know, do you know many people that are immigrants to this country? You know, or
I know a nice amount.
You know a lot of folks and stuff?
Yeah.
Do they talk about their experience much?
I mean, if you ask them, you can ask them certain questions, because you don't know what people go through, as an immigrant. Something could be traumatizing to them, or it could just be it could have been a really scary time for them.
I think it's interesting to know people's stories, but I think you're right. You need to be able to consider it or delicately when you're talking about trauma.
Yeah.
That people have experienced. I feel like this might also be a book that you could like Americanized.
I'll read the first paragraph. Growing up, Sarah Saeed was bright-eyed, straight-A student whose biggest desires were clear skin, acting lessons, and for her crush to realize she was alive. But at 13, she uncovered a terrible family secret. She was breaking the law simply by living in the United States. Only 2 years old when her parents fled Iran. She didn't learn of her undocumented status until her older sister wanted to apply for an after-school job but couldn't because she didn't have a social security number.
So something that I think is interesting from a young adult perspective is, like, what do you want to say about this person growing up thinking that they were legal in the United States and my parents nice and this immigration, but you realize your parents in this case did something that was one, illegal, and two, that has put you in jeopardy for being deported. Wow. I feel like that was my mind. What do you think about that?
I get within that little first paragraph that, in the second one that I just read, that, because it says on the back that she was, fear of deportation kept Sarah up all night, but it didn't keep her from being a teenager. If I knew that I didn't have a social security number and I knew that me and my family were here illegally, I probably wouldn't be as scared about it because, she's 13. She's been there since she was 2. If you haven't gotten, in trouble in the past till now, up until now, from when you got here and up until now, I don't feel there would be no point in worrying about whether or not I'm going to get deported because you've done something right, at least for you to be here for almost 11 years. And another thing, she fled from Iran, so she's in a better place. Like, her family is able to, do things without thinking, oh, we're going to end up having a war or something, or we're going to end up getting bombed. They don't have to go every day without thinking, like, they're going to die. Yep. And so that's why, if you come to the United States illegally, if I was president, I wouldn't mind, because you're giving people who needed a new and better life space and room to be able to grow without having, like, if a young adult, like a 20-year-old girl came from Iran and she came and she married a white man, would it have been better for her, or Iraq even, would it have been better for her to marry someone in Iraq or Iran, have a child in a place that's not safe? Or would you rather have her child here in America, where you know that there won't be so much danger to put your child in? Like, that's what I would want. I don't want to have to tell my child that she's illegal because, or he or she's illegal because I crossed the border without my social security or without being an actual United States citizen. I want to be able to tell my kid, like, I did this for your safety, not for myself.